taxi, taxi. You think that's what Ed Wallace has been hearing all week? When they told us that he's driving a taxi, I didn't think they literally meant a taxi.
Well, and I've heard about this, the Nissan NV. You see very few of them out on the streets, mostly in some kind of fleet operations. But Ed, it is the taxi of the future.
So they say, Tim. For Ed, it's just my object lesson in humility this week. Because if you saw a New York cab on the roads during the course of the week, that was me. And this is the new Nissan NV200. Now, believe it or not, this is one of the few times the car company called me and asked me if I'd be kind enough to review it. It is supposed to be, if all the politics get untangled, the new taxi of New York City, and over in England, it is going to start replacing the famed black cabs of London. Now, one thing I can say, in England, when they first introduced it over there, the British didn't like it at all, so they actually restyled this at their British studios, and it actually looks pretty cool as a cab over there. But let's talk about the reality. It's a 2-liter, 131 horsepower engine, and it's got a CVT transmission on it, which is fine by me, except when you're pulling a load or you have some weight on it, you have no passing gear whatsoever, and that to me is a problem in a taxi cab. Very small tires too for this size vehicle. Now, you get in front, it looks exactly like an NV200 cargo van. This one even comes with a navigation system in the front, but it's not very big or robust, which you would think would be pretty cool to have in a cab in the future. The upside of all this is taxis have gotten smaller and smaller. People are even using Malibus as cabs, and everybody's tight. What Nissan figured is they could take a compact van and make a taxi with tons of room in the back for passengers of any given size. It's got air conditioning vents in the back, and I will say this, the air conditioner in this vehicle, at least on Wednesday, when it got hot outside, was actually a little underwhelming to me. It could have been much cooler. And then the big deal. Obviously, if you're going to be on the road and you're going to New York City and you got to haul your stuff around in a cab, you've got that big interior and a huge amount of space to put luggage. So overall, the price isn't bad. It's about $30,000 the way you see it equipped. And the NV200 cargo van, which is actually a pretty good buy if you're a florist or caterer, they start about $21,000. This is going to be the cab of the future, but I'm not sure it's built durable enough for the long term, and it's really underpowered. But for Nissan, because they were the only car company in the world willing to take this on, they're going to win that billion-dollar deal. With that, I'll go back to embarrassing myself driving around Dallas-Fort Worth. Have a good weekend.
He said it was even parked like in the front yard of his house, and people were like, what is he doing with that car?
Right. And it's a good thing it didn't rain, because he would just have to drive right by everybody if it rained.
That's funny.
I'll give the people from Nissan some credit on that one. They'll have you talking. You can listen to Ed on 570 KLIF tomorrow. His car column is always in Saturdays, as also known as tomorrow's Fort Worth Star Telegram.